Wesley stared at the engraved invitation list, feeling the noose of his double life tightening around his neck. Inviting Cole as his groomsman was supposed to be a simple act of modern optics to impress his conservative law firm partners and his demanding father, but carried the risk of exposing the secret that could burn his entire world to the ground. The wedding to Emily was in 2 weeks, and everything had to be perfect on the surface. Wesley Thompson, the rising star attorney from a prominent family, was about to marry the ideal woman. Or at least that is what everyone believed. In reality, the invitation to Cole had been sent with a mix of desperation and calculation. Cole Ramirez, his college roommate, and the man who had once known every part of his heart, was now an openly gay graphic designer living in Brooklyn. They had not spoken much since Wesley ended things 3 years ago, claiming he needed to focus on his career and family expectations. The truth was, Wesley had panicked when his father started asking questions about his single status and the rumors at the firm. To appease them, he had started dating Emily, a kind teacher from a good family, and things had progressed quickly under the pressure. Yet deep down, Wesley missed the connection he had with Cole. The way they could talk for hours about everything and nothing. The quiet understanding. Inviting him was a way to keep a piece of that alive, even if it was dangerous. He told himself it was harmless. Cole would stand there in the wedding party, smiling for the photos, showing the world that Wesley was an ally. It was just for show. His father would see it as a sign of strength in diversity or something. The firm would approve. No one needed to know the truth. When the email invitation went out, Wesley immediately regretted it, but it was too late. Cole replied within hours. "I'm coming. We need to talk." Those words sent a chill through Wesley. He knew Cole would not make it easy. Cole sat in his small Brooklyn apartment staring at the screen. The invitation from Wesley felt like a punch to the gut. After all the silence after the painful breakup where Wesley had said he could not be with a man because it would ruin his future, Cole was being asked to stand beside him as he married a woman. For show. Cole knew it in his bones. Wesley was using him again to look good. The pain was fresh even after years. Cole had built a life. He had friends in the LGBTQ community who respected him for living openly. He had dated, but no one compared to the intensity he shared with Wesley. Despite the hurt, Cole decided to go. Maybe this was his chance to get closure, or perhaps to see if there was still something there. He booked the ticket to the rehearsal dinner and the wedding in the upscale Manhattan venue. As he packed his bag, his mind raced with memories of late nights in their college dorm when Wesley would let his guard down and they would share quiet moments that felt like home. Then the morning after, when Wesley would pull away filled with shame. The cycle had broken Cole when Wesley chose the safe path. Upon arriving in the city, Cole met Wesley at a quiet cafe near Central Park. The moment he saw him in his tailor shirt, looking every bit the successful groom, Cole felt the old pull. Wesley hugged him awkwardly. "Thanks for coming, man. It means a lot for the photos and stuff." The word stung. For the photos. Cole forced a smile. Sure. Anything for an old friend. But his eyes said more. They talked surface level about the wedding plans, but the air was thick with unsaid things. Wesley mentioned his father was thrilled with the match and how the firm had given him a promotion track after the engagement announcement. Cole listened, nodding, while inside he wondered how much longer Wesley could keep lying to himself. The days leading up to the rehearsal were filled with preparations. Cole was fitted for his groomsman tuxedo, standing next to the other guys who were all straight and making jokes about bachelor nights. He felt like a token. Wesley avoided deep conversations, keeping it light. But one evening after drinks with the group, Wesley walked Cole back to his hotel. In the dim light of the street, he stopped. "I know this is weird, Cole, but having you here, it reminds me of who I used to be." Cole turned to him. "And who is that, Wesley? The man who was honest with himself, or the one hiding?" Wesley looked away. "It's not that simple. My dad would never accept it. The firm is old school. Emily is good for me." Cole felt the familiar anger rise. "So I'm just the gay friend for the Instagram post to show how progressive you are?" Wesley did not answer right away. He shifted his weight, looking at the pavement. "You don't understand the pressure, Cole. Dad built everything from nothing. He expects me to carry it on. If I step out of line, everything disappears. The promotion, the house, the respect." Cole shook his head. And what about you? What about us? Wesley sighed heavily. Us was a phase I had to end. But you're here now, and it feels right in a way. Cole walked away that night with a knot in his stomach. He knew he had to protect himself. The next morning, he bought a small digital recorder. Not for revenge, he told himself, but to have the truth in case he needed it. The rehearsal dinner arrived under the glittering lights of a private room at the plaza. Tables were set with white linens and fresh flowers. Emily glowed in her rehearsal dress, laughing with her bridesmaids. Wesley stood tall in his suit, shaking hands with important guests. Cole watched from the side, feeling the weight of his decision to attend. When the toasts began, Wesley raised his glass. To family and friends who make this day possible. His eyes flicked to Cole for a second. Cole felt the invisible line being drawn. He was the friend that propped the show. Later, when the crowd thinned, Wesley found Cole on the balcony overlooking the city. The night air was cool. Wesley spoke first. I meant what I said earlier. Having you here means something. Cole pulled out the recorder in his pocket but did not press record yet. He wanted to hear it voluntary. Tell me honestly, Wes. Why me? Wesley leaned on the railing. Because you represent everything I can't be. Open. Free. The firm likes the image. Dad likes the optics. But it's more than that. I still care. Cole pressed record then. The device captured every word. Wesley continued. The marriage to Emily keeps the peace. It's what I need right now. Cole felt his heart break again, but he stayed silent, letting the recorder do the work. That night back in his room, Cole played the clip. Wesley's voice clear. The marriage is what I need right now. It was the proof of the charade. Cole sat on the edge of the bed, torn between love and justice. Playing it would shatter lives. Staying silent would let the lie continue. The price of either choice felt unbearable. He thought about Emily, who deserved better. He thought about his own healing. The internal battle raged until dawn. The morning after the rehearsal, Cole woke with the recorder on his nightstand like a loaded gun. He slipped it into his pocket and headed to the venue for final checks. The florists were arranging centerpieces while caterers set up tables. Wesley arrived looking exhausted from the late night. He pulled Cole aside in a quiet hallway. Last night was too much. I should not have said those things. Cole met his gaze. But you did. And they were true. Wesley ran a hand through his hair. You have to understand the stakes. My father called this morning praising how inclusive the party looks with you in it. He said it will help with the new clients who care about that stuff. Cole felt the words like a slap. So am the diversity higher for your wedding? Wesley winced. It's not like that. You're my friend. Cole stepped closer. Friends don't use each other, Wes. Friends don't hide. Wesley glanced around to make sure no one was listening. I wish I could be like you. Out and proud. But I saw what happened to my cousin when he came out. Dad cut him off completely. No money, no contact. I can't lose that. Cole wanted to scream, but instead he nodded. The decision was forming in his mind. He would hold the recording until the moment it mattered most. The bachelor party that evening was at a rooftop bar in Soho. The guys drank and laughed, but Cole felt detached. One of the groomsmen made a joke about Cole being the token gay guy. Everyone chuckled, including Wesley, who quickly changed the subject. Cole excused himself to the bathroom and stared at his reflection. The pain of being reduced to a symbol was overwhelming. When he returned, Wesley was waiting. Sorry about that. They don't mean it. Cole replied quietly. But you let it happen. You always do. They stepped outside for air. Wesley lit a cigarette, a habit he had quit years ago. Being with you again brings it all back. The fear, the want. Cole asked softly, Do you love Emily? Wesley exhaled smoke. I like her enough to build a life. But love like we had? No. Cole pressed record again discreetly. The second clip captured more. Wesley admitting the invitation was to check the box for his image. Cole saved it all. The night ended with the group heading home, but Cole stayed awake replaying the words. He thought about his friends back in Brooklyn who had warned him. "Don't go, Cole. He will only hurt you again." They were right, but love made him stay. The next day was the final fitting. Emily joined for photos. She was sweet, pulling Cole into the group shot. "You and Wesley seem so close. He must trust you a lot." Cole smiled through the lie. "Yeah, we go way back." Inside, he felt the guilt building. Emily had no idea she was marrying a man trapped by fear. Wesley posed for the camera with his arm around Cole for the optics shot his father had requested. The photographer said perfect. The image of acceptance. Cole felt sick. Family pressure mounted when Mr. Thompson arrived for lunch. The older man clapped Wesley on the back. "Good choice on the groomsman's son. Shows the world we are not stuck in the past. But keep it professional. No funny business." Wesley laughed it off, but Cole saw the fear in his eyes. "Later, Mr. Thompson cornered Cole. "You seem like a good kid. Just remember, this is Wesley's day. Don't make it about anything else." The veiled warning was clear. Cole nodded, but inside he burned. That evening, Wesley and Cole had one last private moment in the hotel lounge. Wesley was drinking heavily. "I am scared, Cole. What if I can't do this?" Cole looked at him. "Then don't." But Wesley shook his head. "I have to. The family legacy, the firm, the life I built." Cole recorded it all. The confession grew stronger. Wesley saying he invited Cole purely for show to silence any doubts about his own past. The price of silence was eating Cole alive. He knew the recording could change everything, but the cost to everyone, including himself, would be high. The internal conflict kept him pacing the room. Love demanded truth. Fear demanded quiet. Which price was he willing to pay? Preparations intensified as the wedding weekend unfolded. Cole helped arrange the seating chart, noticing how Wesley had placed him far from the head table. Just for show, not for closeness. Emily noticed and insisted on moving him closer. "She is so kind," Cole thought. "She deserves the truth." But Wesley pulled him aside. "Please don't say anything. I am handling it." Cole felt the betrayal deepen. The bachelor events continued with golf in the morning, where Mr. Thompson dominated the conversation about business and tradition. He praised Wesley for settling down the right way. Cole listened from the cart, feeling invisible except when photos were taken with the group. The image was everything. In the afternoon, Cole and Wesley had a moment alone in the clubhouse. Wesley was tense. Dad is watching every move. If he suspects anything, it's over. Cole asked, "Suspects what?" "That you are not who you pretend to be." Wesley looked down. "I ended us for a reason, Cole. It was not sustainable." Cole pulled the recorder from his pocket but kept it hidden. He let Wesley talk. The words flowed. "I needed someone like you in the party to show balance. You are the perfect cover." Cole felt the knife twist. He pressed record. The clip now held the directed mission. Wesley using him for optics. That night at the welcome dinner, the toasts flowed. Emily spoke of her love for Wesley and how he made her feel safe. Cole sat silently, the recorder heavy in his jacket. He thought about the moral line he was crossing by not speaking now. But the timing had to be perfect. The damage had to force a change, not just a scene. The next day was filled with last-minute details. Cole watched Wesley rehearse his vows in a mirror. The words were beautiful, but hollow. Cole confronted him in the hallway. "Those vows are a lie." Wesley snapped back. "This is my life, Cole. You don't get to judge." But his eyes showed the doubt. Cole walked away with the decision solidifying. He would wait for the ceremony. The social prejudice was everywhere. Guests whispered about the gay groomsman, wondering if it was trendy or risky. Wesley laughed it off, but Cole saw the toll. Each smile was a mask. Each handshake a performance. The price Wesley paid was his own authenticity. Cole paid with his heart. Emily paid in ignorance. The web of lies was suffocating. Cole spent the evening alone, writing in his journal the reasons for his choice. To free Wesley. To protect Emily. to end the cycle. But the doubt lingered. Was he the hero or the destroyer? The day before the wedding brought final rehearsals at the cathedral. Sunlight streamed through stained glass as the party practiced walking the aisle. Cole took his place beside Wesley, feeling the irony. He was the best man in name, but the secret keeper in truth. Emily practiced her entrance radiant and unaware. After the run-through, Wesley pulled Cole into the vestry. "I need you to promise me something. Keep things light tomorrow. No deep talks." Cole met his eyes. "I promise nothing, Wes. The truth has a way of coming out." Wesley paled. "What does that mean?" Cole did not answer. He had the recording ready on his phone, now transferred for easier play. The clips were compiled into one damning file. Wesley admitting the invitation was for show. The marriage was for family. The love for Cole was real but buried. That evening at the family dinner, Mr. Thompson gave a speech about legacy and proper choices. He looked directly at Cole. "We welcome all types here. Wesley has shown great maturity." Cole smiled thinly. The hypocrisy was thick. Later, Wesley and his father argued in the hall. The voices carried. "You better not embarrass me, son. This wedding seals the deal for the partnership." Wesley assured him. "It's all set, Dad." Cole recorded that too. The pressure was the root. Wesley was trapped by love for his family and fear of losing it. Cole understood but could not accept the cost of others. He walked the streets of New York that night, thinking about his own awakening years ago when he came out. The freedom it brought. Wesley deserved that too, even if it hurt now. Back at the hotel, Cole met Emily by chance in the lobby. She hugged him. "Thank you for being here for Wesley. He needs good friends." Cole felt the weight. Her trust made the choice harder. He returned to his room and listened to the full recording one last time. Wesley's voice filled the space. "I invited Cole just for show. The marriage keeps the peace." Cole cried for the first time in years. The pain of betrayal mixed with the hope of liberation. He made his final decision. Tomorrow, during his moment as groomsman, he would play it. Not out of hate, but out of love for the truth. The night was long with visions of the fallout. Wesley disowned. Emily heartbroken. The family in chaos. But Cole knew the alternative was a lifetime of lies. The moral conflict kept him awake. Right or wrong, the price would be paid by all. Wedding morning dawned bright over Manhattan. Cole dressed in his tuxedo, staring at the recorder in his hand. This was the day. The church bells would ring soon. Wesley was in the groom's suite with his father, giving last advice. "Stay strong, son. This is the right path." Wesley nodded, but his hand shook. Cole arrived early to help with details. He saw Wesley in the mirror. "You look good." Wesley turned. "Thanks for everything, Cole." "I mean it." Cole felt the lump in his throat. The love was still there under the layers. But so was the hurt. They shared a quiet moment in the side room. Wesley whispered, "If things were different." Cole replied, "They could be. But you have to choose." Wesley looked away. "I already did." Cole slipped the recorder into his pocket. The choice was made for him, too. The guests arrived, filling the pews. Emily was in her suite, nervous but excited. Cole stood with the other groomsmen as the procession began. The music swelled. Emily walked down the aisle glowing. Wesley waited at the altar, his face a mask of calm. Cole took his position, feeling the device like fire. The ceremony started with readings about love and commitment. Cole listened to every word, knowing the truth would soon break them. The priest asked if anyone objected. No one spoke. Then the vows. Wesley recited his with a steady voice, but Cole saw the tremor. Emily said hers with tears of joy. The rings were exchanged. The moment approached. The priest invited the best man to speak. Cole stepped forward. His heart pounded. "Before the kiss, I have a few words." The crowd smiled, expecting a toast. Cole pulled out the recorder. "This is not what you think." He pressed play. Wesley's voice filled the cathedral. I invited Cole just for show to look good for the firm and Dad. The marriage to Emily is what I need to keep the peace. I still love Cole, but I can't live that way." The room erupted. Gasps echoed. Emily turned pale. "Mr. Thompson stood up red-faced. "What is this?" Wesley froze, his face drained of color. Cole stood tall. "The truth, Wes. You can't hide forever." Emily ran down the aisle in tears. Guests whispered and some left. The ceremony collapsed in chaos. Wesley looked at Cole with betrayal and relief mixed. "Why?" Cole replied. "Because I love you enough to set you free." The price was paid in that instant. The wedding was over. Chaos reigned in the cathedral. Emily was comforted by her bridesmaids outside while Mr. Thompson confronted Wesley at the altar. "You idiot. This is your fault." Wesley stood stunned. "Dad, But the words failed. Cole watched the scene, his own hand shaking. The recording had done its job, but the aftermath was raw. Guests milled about some filming on phones. The priest tried to restore order, but it was useless. Wesley pushed past his father and grabbed Cole by the arm. Outside now. They stepped into the side garden. The sun was bright, contrasting the storm inside. Wesley demanded, "How long have you had that?" Cole met his eyes. "Since you told me yourself." "You use me, Wes." "For show." Wesley ran his hands over his face. "You ruined everything. My family. My job. Emily." Cole felt the guilt but stood firm. "I saved you from a lifetime of lies. The price is high, but it's honest." Wesley sank onto a bench. "I hate you. But part of me." Cole waited. "Part of you what?" Wesley looked up. "Part of me is relieved. The mask is gone. Inside the church, Mr. Thompson was on the phone, canceling the reception. Emily approached Cole, later her makeup streaked. "Why did you do it?" Cole answered softly. "Because you deserve better than a half-life." She nodded through tears. "Maybe. But it hurts." The family gathered in anger. Wesley faced them alone at first. His father shouted, "You are no son of mine if this is true." Wesley replied, "Then I guess I am not." The disownment was swift. The firm called later that day, with the promotion on hold. The social circle fractured. Cole stayed in the garden with Wesley as the guests dispersed. The cost was clear. Wesley lost the safety net. Cole lost the illusion of reconciliation. But in the silence, a new possibility emerged. Wesley said quietly, "I have to figure out who I am now." Cole replied, "We both do." The day that was meant for celebration became one of reckoning. Each man paid with pieces of their old selves. The hours after the wedding were a blur of confrontations. Wesley checked into a hotel alone, avoiding his family. Cole returned to his Brooklyn apartment but could not rest. The media picked up the story by evening. Headlines about the collapsed wedding and the gay best man who exposed it. Cole received calls from friends praising his courage and others calling him cruel. The debate raged in his mind. Had he gone too far with the public timing? Wesley texted late that night, "Meet me tomorrow." Cole agreed. The next morning they sat in a quiet diner. Wesley looked exhausted. Emily left for her parents. "She wants to speak to me. Dad cut the trust fund. The firm suspended me." Cole listened. "I am sorry for the pain, but not for the truth." Wesley nodded. "I know. The choice I made to hide cost me everything. But your choice cost me the soft landing." Cole felt the weight. "I thought forcing it would wake you up." Wesley sighed. "It did. But the price." They talked for hours about the past, the fears, the love that never died. Wesley admitted the internal battle had been killing him slowly. Cole shared his own journey of acceptance. The conversation was healing, but the scars remained. Days turned to weeks. Wesley started therapy, facing the prejudice he internalized from family. He lost some friends but gained clarity. Cole faced backlash in his community, too, some saying he should have handled it privately. The societal judgment hit both. Wesley visited his father one last time. The older man refused to budge. "You chose this," Wesley replied. "No, Dad. I am choosing me now." The door closed on that chapter. Cole and Wesley met again in Central Park. The leaves were changing. Wesley said, "I don't know if I can forgive the way you did it." Cole answered, "I don't know if I can forgive myself for the hurt to Emily. But I had to act." The trade-off was clear. Authenticity demanded sacrifice. Emily eventually sent a message to Cole. "Thank you for the honesty, even if it broke me." She was starting over. The awakenings were painful but real. Wesley began dating openly for the first time, exploring his identity. Cole focused on his art, channeling the experience into new work. The bond between them evolved from lovers to survivors. The cost was paid in lost relationships and public scrutiny. But the freedom gained was priceless. Months passed, and the dust settled in uneven ways. Wesley found a new job at a smaller firm that valued him fully. He came out to remaining friends and slowly rebuilt. The family rift healed slightly, with his mother reaching out in secret. But the father remained distant. The price of truth was ongoing. Cole continued his design work, but the experience changed him. He volunteered with LGBTQ youth, teaching them about living openly despite costs. They met for coffee, occasionally talking about the wedding that never was. Wesley said one afternoon, "I was angry for a long time, but now I see you gave me the push I needed." Cole replied, "And I see the damage I caused in the process." Their friendship deepened without the old secrets. Emily found happiness with someone new, sending occasional updates. The societal prejudice lingered in comments online, but the three of them had grown stronger. Wesley reflected on his choices: the invitation, the hiding, the collapse. Cole on his decision to play the recording. Each had paid dearly. Lost security, lost relationships, lost illusions. But each had gained self-respect and the chance to live without masks. The story of that day became a turning point not just for them, but for those who heard about it. Life moved forward with new routines. Wesley joined a support group for men facing similar family pressures. Cole exhibited his art inspired by the events. They walked the same Brooklyn streets where Cole once agonized over the invitation. The city that witnessed the fall now saw the rise. In quiet moments, they acknowledged the love that started it all and the courage that ended the lie. The moral questions remained. Actions had consequences. Decisions shaped destinies. Wesley chose honesty over comfort. Cole chose exposure over silence. The prices were steep, but the rewards were authentic lives. As they sat on a bench overlooking the river, Wesley turned to Cole. "Thank you for not letting me hide forever." Cole smiled sadly. "Thank you for surviving the way I did it." Their journey was far from over, but the foundation was real. The drama of that wedding day had forced a reckoning that no one could ignore. Was Cole right to play that recording and expose everything at the wedding, or was it a cruel mistake driven by heartbreak?